There are some women that always look more put together, more elegant, more clear-minded, and overall a lot more healthier. And it's not always because of their genetics and definitely not luck, but because of their actions that they take every single day. And it's not related to the trends that are going viral on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, like mouth taping or castor oil, but it's because of their discipline and the actions that they do every single day. And this really matters to me because I've learned it the hard way. I was going through all of these trends, I didn't see any results, and I've learned it from my experience, the experience that I've learned with my clients, and especially what I've learned from my mentors. And today I want to share with you not trends, but things that actually work. So first thing that 1% of women will do, they will not treat their body as disposable. What I mean by that is that if you don't feed your body properly, if you don't sleep, if you don't do physical activities, don't expect your body to function the way that you want it to function. You don't expect to have a lot of energy, to be always in a good mood if you don't treat your body properly. I know that first thing was very quick, but I really want you to prioritize your health, to respect yourself. First of all, if you want to see good results from taking care of yourself, because I think that only when you see good results after some actions, that's when you can really take care and you have enough motivation to take care of you in the future. And if you're doing all of these trends, you don't see any results, that doesn't give you any motivation to continue with healthy life. And second thing that I want to talk about is about sleep. I really want you to understand how important that is. Sometimes you think that if you want to get and be successful and obtain your goals, achieve your goals, you need to have sleepless nights, to work at night because you're having a full-time job, you don't have any other time to work on things that you really want in your life. But believe me, if you prioritize your sleep, then you'll have a lot more motivation, you'll be a lot more energized to do the things that you want to get. But if you have sleepless nights, you don't sleep at night, you prioritize TikTok, for example, and you're watching these reels instead, that's going to really affect your motivation in the future. And not just your motivation, how I say, the mood and the energy level. And it will affect you most probably in the long term. So prioritize your sleep first, because that's the foundation of a healthy lifestyle. Third thing that we have to talk about is about eating real food. Sometimes because you were too lazy or you were too tired, you'll just make yourself a smoothie or for example protein shake, and that's it. But real nutrients come from real food. If you make yourself a chia pudding, for example, overnight, that will be a lot more healthier for you than just a protein shake in the morning. We find a lot of different excuses, but we don't find time to make a proper meal. We say that it's really hard to make food, it takes you a lot of time, but believe me, to put some vegetables in the oven with some protein like fish or chicken, it doesn't take a lot of time. Again, we speak about long term, because that once in a while to have a protein shake because you didn't have time or you are hungry and you want to have it as a snack, that is okay. But long term, because the protein shake will not have all of the fiber, all of the nutrients that your body needs, that again will affect your health in the long term. And if we prioritize the energy and our mood and our motivation, we have to think about real food and introducing them in our diet. Fourth thing that I want to talk about is about skipping meals. You may think that if I skip meals, usually it happens when people want to get more fit. Of course, if you want to lose weight, that's not a secret that you have to eat less calories. And if you skip a meal, of course, you'll usually, this is how you think, that you'll eat less calories. But what happens in reality is that you skip your breakfast in the morning and you eat a lot more in the evening, and that will disturb your sleep during the night. That can create a lot of problems next day. And you may think that this is the discipline. If you are skipping the meal, then you're a lot more disciplined, but actually that creates a lot more chaos. So don't skip the meal, have a proper meal in the morning, the afternoon, in the evening, because that is a real discipline. The fifth thing that I want to talk about is that successful women will not eat their emotions. And what do I mean by that? You have to create a very good connection with your body and understand what you really feel and what you really want at this moment. Because when you are tired, of course you'll want to eat something sweet. If you feel stressed, or if you had an argument with somebody, you'll want to eat something sweet. Of course, sometimes you can allow yourself to buy an ice cream or something that you really want and watch a TV series or a movie. That's totally normal. But if that happens a couple of times during the week, or this just happens frequently, then you are just eating your emotions, because that's the easiest way to solve your problems, to go through your emotions. I would say the healthiest way is just understand that you're tired at the moment, or you are very hungry at the moment, and you need to have a proper meal, where you need to sleep, where you need to take a little bit of rest. Or for example, what works for me very well is to go to gym, or just do some physical activity, run, or just walk in a park, for example. That will be a lot more healthier for the body than just like eating a croissant or an ice cream, because that will help you to go through that emotions and help you to heal in a way. The next thing that I want to talk about, you might think that is not related to nutrition, but I think that everything that surrounds us is about nutrition. And what I want to talk about is that you have to prioritize your peace. Sometimes you will not take care of yourself, and you'll not prioritize yourself because you want to make somebody else happier. You don't think about your opinion, about your feelings, but you care about somebody else. And that, if you do it long term again, or at least one time, but usually that's just a pattern that happens a lot more times, you'll start again eating sweets, you'll start eating things just to make you happier, because inside you don't feel okay with the decisions that you made. The next thing is going to be diets. I know that we have different waves online, and some of the diets are going to be popular in a period of time and then it's going to be another diet that is going to be popular. And I don't go against any diet, because every person makes their own decisions, especially if you want to be vegan or vegetarian. But if you want to follow a diet, you have to study it properly. If you're going vegan or vegetarian, you need to know the downsides of this diet. For example, you are going to lack some of the essential amino acids, or you need to know how to combine different type of and sources of protein to get everything that you need and everything that your body needs. So don't go again and don't follow the trends, because your health is a lot more important. The next thing that I want to add, that 1% of women will do, that 1% of successful women will do, is that they will prioritize prevention. When you are 20 years old and you drink, the next day you feel okay. But when you are 35 years old, you drink, next day you are not the same, because the body, it's not the same as when you are young. And what I've heard multiple times is that I wish I would started it sooner. You don't think when you are eating a salad, you don't think that, okay, I'll feel better next day. However, this is also really important, but you're thinking in a long-term result. For example, if you start physical activity when you are 20 years old, it's going to be easier for you to keep the same results in the future. If you start them later, it's going to be harder for you to get the same results. And when you're thinking about it long term, it affects your health in the future. So I would say this is really important to talk about. The next thing is going to be quality over hype and over trend. Here you can include absolutely everything: clothes, supplements, just the way that you spend your money. I was told from a very young age that I need to prioritize always quality and take care of the things that I buy. And here we can talk about supplements as well, because before buying a supplement that it's advertised online, see the studies behind it, see if the supplement is a good quality, if you have enough of the active ingredients in that supplement to see the results that are shown in the studies. And for example, when you think about shoes, for example, you think about quality and taking care of your shoes in the future. The same about supplements. If you buy a supplement, take care of it by using it every day, by taking it every day if you want to see results. So if you want to buy something, just spend your money wisely and think about purchasing something online. The last thing I want to talk about is think about it long term. If you don't sleep one night is okay, but if you have sleepless nights in a row, that long term will affect you. If you don't eat properly one day, that it's okay. If you missed the lunch one day, it is okay. But if you don't eat enough calories every day, then that will affect your energy, your hormones, the function of your organs, and absolutely everything. If you are stressed at the moment and you decide to leave it the way that it is, then think that stress will affect you long term. So don't think about just today, think about it, what will bring it to you if you continue like that. Because you may think that that ice cream that you eat now, it's good for you because you are stressed and you are eating it right now. It helps with the situation, but it doesn't. It is not healthy and your body doesn't really enjoy it. Of course, some of the hormones of happiness will increase, but if you think about long term, stress will affect your health. So think how to solve the problems that you have right now. I want to say thank you very much for watching my video. Like and subscribe if you liked it, and if you want to share your story, I'll be happy to read it in the comments.